So you're probably sick of all the Halloween updates by now, but unfortunately I have to talk about it because this is probably the biggest thing about Halloween that we've seen since the movie got announced. So the mask has just been revealed. It was just revealed a few hours ago there, and it shows a 40-year-old mask basically, and they were talking about doing that, trying to make the mask look worn. Not like Rob Zombie's mask. A lot of people have been talking about that as well, kind of comparing it. Yes, Rob Zombie's mask was a worn mask, but that was a mask that was under floorboards for 40 years. So it does look kind of worn, but it's a completely different style of worn. We don't know where this Michael Myers has been for 40 years, so he could have had it on all these years, or it could have been lying down. We don't know where it's been, but from what we can see from the image, it does look slightly worn, and it does look very original. It looks like the mask from the 1978 movie, so that's perfect for me. One thing a lot of people have been noticing is if you up the brightness in the image, you can see his eyes, but I've tweaked it as best as I could. I've upped the brightness and changed around the darks and the lights and the saturation, etc. And something that I've noticed, that I don't know if maybe you've noticed it yourselves, I've not seen anyone talk about it, is how close the detail is from this image to the 1978 image that we see of Michael Myers. We only see Michael Myers briefly in 1978 when his mask gets pulled off, and just looking at his eyes, they're identical to the new one. I'll explain that in a little bit more detail. If you look in the image here, you can see a comparison of the 1978 Myers and the 2018 Myers, but he's got a kind of slight over, his lid's slightly over on his left eye. And then if you look in the edited image of the new poster, the exact same thing, his left eye is slightly kind of closed over. To me, that's perfect. It just shows you how close these guys are trying to go to the original, because when you looked in Halloween 2 from 1981, he didn't have that kind of lazy eye. So just going from 1978 to 1981, trying to make it one movie, they failed. But 40 years later, just showing that little detail in that poster is perfect. Now, it doesn't mean that the whole movie is going to be great, and the movie might be rubbish, but so far so good for me. They've brought back Laurie. There's questions revolving around how she's going to come back. But everything else so far is looking good. And I just think that this poster, a teaser poster that a lot of people are commenting on, I just think is a perfect poster so far. I did predict that we're going to see a first trailer around about the end of April. It's not the end of April yet, so that could still happen. And I also noticed that Jamie Lee Curtis mentioned that she's seen the trailer and she thinks it's terrifying. Not sure if the trailer will be terrifying, it probably won't be, but it still gets us hyped up for it. I'm looking forward to seeing the trailer, and I'm hoping that we see a trailer within the next week or two. Even just a teaser trailer like I mentioned before, that would be perfect. And Jason Blum has also stated that he's seen the first draft of the movie and he thinks it's looking good, it's looking promising. He didn't say it was so terrifying and amazing, so that's probably a good thing, is being honest, because not a lot of films terrify people, and Jason Blum said it's good. So if he's saying it's good, then that's great. What do you guys think of the mask? Do you think it's looking good? Do you think it looks like a 40-year-old worn mask? Leave your comments down below. Anyway guys, thanks a lot for watching, thanks a lot for subscribing, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.